Girls, it's Mrs. Smiley. I want to show you a nonfiction book. Now, we've talked a lot about fiction books, and we've had a lot of fun reading books like There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Bat and Bear's Friends, and lots of books that are fiction books. They're fun stories, but they're not real things that are really happening, about real facts. This is called Night Flyers. It's by Robin Bernard, and the illustrations are by Brian Lies. And these are real facts about bats. So when the author wrote this story, she wanted to teach you something about bats so you would learn. So this is called a non-fiction story. Okay, so we're going to go through this. So put your listening ears on. I'll put my glasses on. And it says, bats can fly. Many bugs can fly. What other animals can fly? So you have to think about that. So what other animals can fly? If you guessed bats, you were right. Bats don't build nests or hives. They don't sting or sing, but they can fly. They fly at night, and in the daytime, they sleep upside down. Do bats give you the creeps? Some people are afraid of them, but they often like bats better when they find out more about them. Here's a little brown bat. It's found all over the United States. With its wings closed, it's about as big as a mouse, so it's pretty little. Here's a much bigger bat. It is called a flying fox. It's found in warm places in Africa and Asia, and when its wings are closed, it's about as big as a small dog. When its wings are open, the bat is longer than you are. And you can see these at the Cincinnati Zoo. They have some flying foxes there. The hognose bat is found in Thailand. When its wings are closed, this bat is not much bigger than a bumblebee. So think how little it is. Even when the bat is fully grown, it's still teeny tiny. And this is true. These are real facts. When you see bats flying at night, they all seem to be black. But black bats are just one of many kinds of bats. There are brown bats, white bats, and many others. These are called tent-making bats. They live in Central America and other very warm places. Look at the home these bats have made by chewing a plant. The chewing makes the plant so weak that it drops down around the bats. Can you see them in there? By sleeping under this plant home, the bats don't get too hot. It keeps the rain off them too. So they kind of made a little house under that big leaf. And that's a very hot place, so the shade of the leaf probably feels good. Some bats, like the little brown bats, live all together. In the daytime, they sleep in places where it's hard for other animals to see them. Then they fly out at night to look for things to eat. There they go. The sun is setting, so they're all flying out. The baby bats go with their mothers. They get to fly around everywhere, but they don't have to do any of the work. Can you see the little pink baby holding on to its mommy? Little brown bats live on farms, in towns, and just about everywhere. When it gets cold, some bats leave and they fly to warmer places, just as many birds do. But not little brown bats. They eat and eat until they are full, and later they go to sleep for a while until it gets warmer. Do you know of other animals that do that? Maybe you can think of what that's called. Animals who sleep through the cold months of winter. Hibernating. Bears hibernate, don't they? Bats can see pretty well, but the sounds that they make help them the most. As they fly, bats make sounds that can't be heard by people, so we can't hear them. These sounds bounce off trees and buildings and other things that are close by. That way the bat knows to stay away from them. Even in the darkest nights, bats don't run into things. So the sound will bounce off of things and tell them that things are there and to fly away around them. Many people don't know it, but bats can be a help to us. They are a great help to farmers because they eat pests that eat the food that the farmers grow. So they eat a lot of the bugs that eat the plants the farmers are trying to grow. So the next time you eat some good corn, think about the bats that helped you get it. Thanks for being such a great listener, and I hope you learned some really cool things about bats, okay? So I'm going to give you the chance to write what some of those things are. Maybe you want to say they sleep upside down, or maybe you want to say they fly at night because they have this little sonar. It's called echolocation, and they make a little sound, and I can't hear it, and you can't hear it, but they make a sound, and it goes out, and it will bump off of things and come back to them, and it'll tell them, oh, don't fly over there. There's a building there. It'll tell them which directions they can go so they don't run into anything. Bats are really important. If we didn't have bats, we probably wouldn't have all the food that we need to eat because they eat a lot of the bugs that would eat our food, the food that's growing in the farmers' fields. So bats are really helpful and they're really important. Night flyers. I hope you like this story. There's so many cool things you can say about bats. And this is a non-fiction story, so those were real facts. Draw a cool picture and maybe you can write 3 facts about bats.